Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Azula, and today I'm doing a request I got in the comments. On one of my previous videos, I got a request to do makeup for beginners, because they want to learn what to use and when to use it. So I thought it's a perfect time to do this video. And it's very useful for people to know when to use makeup and how to use it. So, I just want to start off saying there is technically no wrong way of doing makeup. Like, that's the beauty of it. You can do it however you'd like, in whatever order you'd like. Now, this is just my personal order and how I do stuff, and of course, it may be different for other people. You just have to kind of play around with it until you find out what works for you. So, I'm actually going to be doing it different than how I do my normal makeup videos, so I will be doing it how I would do my normal routine if I wasn't recording. So, to start off, I always, well, a lot of people, I've seen other people, they use, they moisturize their face first, and, you know, like, let that sink into their skin and let it dry, and their skin absorbs it. I do that on occasion if I haven't already, like, washed my face or, done my normal routine. I actually just recently started a new routine because my old routine wasn't working out for me anymore. As you can tell, my skin is breaking out. So I just started a new routine, so my skin is still adjusting to the new routine, so I haven't been doing makeup a lot. So, I'm going to start off by saying that typically sometimes I would moisturize, but now I have a new moisturizer that I only use with my morning routine and my night routine, so I don't moisturize anymore before I put on my makeup, and I only do it in the morning and at night. So some people, they put moisturizer on, let that soak up, or they'll use a fan. I use a fan sometimes to just kind of help speed the process up a little bit. But I will not be using the fan for moisturizer, and I will not be putting moisturizer on. So typically my next step after applying moisturizer, if I do apply it, would be always prime. Priming is so important when it comes to makeup. It helps give you a smooth base, and it makes it easier when you're applying foundation. It doesn't look all kind of blotchy almost. It helps it kind of keep it a smooth surface so you can't see like all the like bumps and such of your face. It helps kind of protect the pores from soaking up that makeup and making your pores clogged. So I always prime first. So the primer I use is by NYX. It's their Photo Loving Primer. I use it. I love it. I have a face primer and I have a eye primer. Eye primer is also very good. It helps like keep a smooth base for when you're applying your eyeshadow, and it helps you blend your eyeshadow a lot easier. So I will always go in with my face primer first and then my eye primer before doing anything, because priming is very important if you want a smooth base, and your makeup applies a lot nicer if you have primer on. So I recommend the NYX Photo Loving Primer, and their it's also their waterproof eyeshadow primer. I use that as well as this. And you can get these at really any place that carries NYX products. They have them, and they're very lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of just pull my hair out of my face real quick. I always pull my hair out of my face just to make sure that I don't get anything in my hair. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out of the way. I also recommend getting like a small little maybe handheld mirror. It'll make applying your makeup easier than kind of standing in front of like a mirror or a vanity, because the mirror and vanity, like, it's really hard to get like up close to it with like if you have like a sink or something in front of it. And it also helps, like, you can focus on one specific spot that you're trying to see. So I recommend getting you a little handheld mirror. So to start this off, I'm going to go ahead and apply my primer. So it doesn't take a whole lot to cover your whole face. This primer goes on very smooth, and it makes your skin feel really silky soft. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this primer, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so let me just explain applying primer real quick. I already applied it. I just want to kind of explain what I did. I kind of realized that that's maybe a little bit important. So I just take a little like dime size and apply it to my fingers, and then kind of just put it on both fingers. Take my two fingers and kind of just put it on the spots that are a bit more oily than others, and then I kind of just massage it in and do little massage circles and kind of just work it into my skin. I also take it down my neck a little bit. For when I apply my foundation, it'll make it easier. So I do that, and I kind of just like let it soak in for a little bit, and then while I'm letting it soak, I start applying my eye primer. So I take my eye primer, and I always put it on the back of my hand, because I typically always wash my hands before I start applying makeup, so that way I'm not putting any like dirt and debris underneath what I'm applying. Especially since I'm like massaging in my primer and such. You want to trap that dirt underneath your primer. So I just take a little bit off the back of my hand, and I apply it with my finger. And I make sure that I get all over the lid. Anywhere that I wouldn't have gotten with my normal face primer. I also use another thing that is it's a primer and it sets, so I also use the Bare With Me, it's a prime set and refresh, so I also use this. And I just hold it out and do a quick pump on my face, and then I use my fan and I just dry that real quick, and it'll help set my primer in place, so that way when I go to apply my foundation or my eyeshadow, the eyeshadow doesn't like stick and clump to it so that I can't blend it. I'm also going to go ahead and apply a lip oil to my lips. Right now I've been using argan oil and jojoba oil. Jojoba oil I keep in my purse and carry it around with me throughout the day and just kind of apply it because my lips get really dried out, especially in the winter. I always apply it when I do my eyes and my face, so that way it kind of helps hydrate my lips, so that way when I apply my lipstick, it doesn't look too cracky and gross looking. So that way when I go to apply a lipstick or something like that to my lips, they don't look really dried out and gross. Now that I've primed and set my face with my primers and my prime and refresh, for videos I would typically go and apply my foundation and concealers and such, but when I'm just normally doing my makeup for everyday type things, like before work or something, I will always do my eyes first. That way I do my eyes first, that way if I have any fallout or anything, I can easily get it off my skin without having to worry about taking any foundation off or trying to fix my mistakes with it. And the foundation, after applying it, after I do my eyes, kind of makes it easier to clean up my eyes. So today, after I put my primer on, I will go in with like a setting powder or a pressed powder on my eyes, because sometimes it doesn't always like dry or set all the way. either use a setting powder or a pressed powder in my skin tone. I think today I will use the setting powder. Also, applying a powder before applying any kind of eyeshadow will help like absorb any oil that may have been on your skin, so that way it makes it easier to apply your shadows. So I just recently got a new palette for Christmas, and I thought I would try it out in today's video. It's the Magic Mini Palette by Juvia's Place. I'm super excited to try it out because I've seen a couple of YouTubers and such use this company's products, and their looks always look flawless, so I thought I would try it out. So I will go ahead and do my eyes, and I will see you guys in a second. So after I do my eyes, I'll either clean them up with a little bit of foundation if I have to. In this case I did, so I just put a little foundation on the back of my hand and kind of just cleaned up these lines a little bit to make them look a little more sharper. In my opinion, with the sharp, it kind of, I don't know, I just really like the look of it. So after I go ahead and do my eyes, I do my eyebrows, and to do that I use a spoolie and an eyebrow pencil, and then I have an eyebrow wax as well to kind of set them in place if I want to, but for the most part I don't really use a wax to kind of set my eyebrows in place because I don't really care to do that, but I do use a spoolie and an eyebrow pencil. This eyebrow pencil I got at the dollar store. It's LA Colors and it's brown. It's an eyeliner / brow pencil, so I use it as an eyebrow pencil. So to start my eyebrows, I kind of take the spoolie and I kind of just comb in the front. I brush them up and I kind of just let them go in the place where they are meant to lay, or where I kind of want them to lay. So I just push them up in the front and I just follow the shape of my eyebrow, and then when I get to the tail I kind of smooth them down, and I don't know why, I just really like a pointy tail. Then I take my eyebrow pencil, I sharpen it quite a bit, and I just draw little wisp lines and fill in the really sparse areas using light hand strokes, and I follow the shape of the brow to kind of help fill it in. As you can see, it's a little like too dark there. Then I go back in with the spoolie and I kind of just soften and reshape the brow, and I kind of just pull them in whichever way, and then if there's still a sparse area I'll go back with the brow pencil and fix it, and keep doing that until I'm happy with them. So after I do my eyebrows, if I decide I want to set them with the wax, I set them with the wax here and plate and finagle them with the spoolie until I get them to the place I want them in. So after I do my eyebrows, I will go in with a color corrector if I need to. I use a green color corrector because I have a lot of red. So I will go in with my color corrector and just always remember less is more with color corrector. So you don't need a whole lot, so I just try to wipe off as much as I can on the top of the little lip of it, and then I go in and kind of lightly apply it to any real bright red spots, and I tap it in with my finger to blend it, and as you can see it helps get rid of that red. So after I use the color corrector, if I need to correct red I use green, and if you need to correct like a bluish color that kind of like dark spots, you would use a yellow. So then after that I go in with my foundation with a damp beauty blender. I use a damp beauty blender. I use a water bottle, spritz it, squish out any of the excess water, and then I put foundation on the back of my hand and I go in it, make sure to kind of like smooth it out for the most part. Then I start applying it to my face real lightly. The yellow is also really good if the yellow color corrector is really good for if you have like dark circles under your eyes. It'll help cover them up. I also take it under to blend it down my neck. So when you're picking a shade for a foundation, a good rule of thumb is to match it to your neck instead of your wrist, because the neck is what you're blending to, not your wrist, and your wrist might be a different color than your neck. So to pick a shade for foundation, always try and match it to your neck instead of your wrist. So then after the foundation, I always set my foundation in place. So I will use a pressed powder or a loose setting powder. I'm going to go ahead and use the loose setting powder today. And to do my loose setting powder, I actually use a blush brush. Alright, so then after I set it, and I feel like it's set well enough, if there are any spots where I feel like it's still showing through, I'll go in with my highlighter, or not highlighter, sorry, my concealer. I'll go in with my concealer if I feel like there's some spots that need a little touching up. So I actually just got this concealer for Christmas, and I haven't really gotten a chance to use it yet. It's by Juvia's Place, and it is in, I'm not sure what the shade is actually. It's their Eye Magic Concealer, 20, I think this is. But it's their concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear a spot on the back of my hand. So now that I put the concealer on in the places that I think needed a little touching up, I'm going to go back in on those spots, and I'm going to set them with my powder. So I'm actually going to use a fluffy brush for this. Now that I've set that in place, I am going to go ahead and go in with my blush. Now for blush, you only really want to put it on the atoms of your cheeks and then draw out in light motions on the atoms of your cheeks, like. And sometimes I'll just apply a little to the tip of my nose to give it a little color, as well as a little bit to my forehead to give it some color as well. So then after my blush, I do highlighter. And I just recently got a liquid highlighter that I would love to try out if I can remember where I set it. So I just recently got this not that long ago. Actually, it's been a little while ago. I just haven't gotten the chance to use it. It's an e.l.f. highlights, a liquid highlighter. I've never used a liquid highlighter before, so I thought it'd be cool to try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. This is e.l.f.'s liquid highlighter in the shade Illuminating, I believe, if that's the shade name. Let's see if I can get it out. There we go. Alright. Yeah, in the shade Illuminating. So I'm just going to go ahead and screw this off. I'm going to apply it to the back of my hand. Just a little bit, the tiniest little dot, because you don't need a whole lot of highlight. So I'm just going to take a little bit, that's a lot, and apply it here. It's all on the high points of your face. Okay, so then I'm going to take a very tiny brush like this, and I'm going to highlight underneath my brow. If you really wanted to, you could use a contour palette and kind of contour a little bit here and your jawline if you really wanted to. I am not going to because I don't really need to. I don't feel like I have to have that necessarily. So now that I've highlighted, the look is pretty much done. So I will set it with my Bear With Me prime, set, and refresh. And then after I set, I will do whatever lip look I'm going for. So this is the final look, and this is how I do my makeup when I'm not recording. Thank you to the person that requested this video. I appreciate it so much. I love getting feedback from you, and I love talking to you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for commenting on a video and letting me know what you wanted to see. So here it is, and I hope that it was informative for you and that you learned something from it, and I hope that helped. But if you still have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I will definitely get to you guys, and I will respond the best I can with helping. And if you want to see anything in the future, also comment that down below. And if you have any questions about products or anything that I used today, you can also leave that down in the comments and ask me anything about that. I hope this video is informative for you guys and you learned something from it. My social media will always be linked down in the description below, so go give those a follow if you haven't already. And also, if you haven't already and you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more content like this, give me a subscribe. Just hit the little button down below. It's in the description. You can subscribe. It's free. And it would really help me out. And remember, our sub goal this year is to reach 100 subs by the end of 2021. I have a feeling that we'll get there and we'll achieve our goal for this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Stay safe out there. Bye!